Hi, and welcome back to the Crafty Author. My name is Anissa. I am the Crafty Author. Welcome to my quilting room. Today we are going to do a really fun and fast little project. I have been asked how I make this really cute ironing board for my for like a mini iron or an ironing board that sits next to your sewing machine. So what I have done here, this one, as you can see, is in kind of rough shape because I've torn it. This is actually a June Taylor quilter. Oh, I don't know if this is June Taylor. It's a quilter's cut and press is what it is. And I'm kind of sad because I love this fabric. But we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take this off and we're going to put a new one on there. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is a June Taylor. So you've probably seen these in Joann's or sewing stores. So you can cut on one side and you can press on the other. Now, I don't typically use this side just because I have a bigger cutting space here, but I do use this when I'm at the sewing machine and I'm paper piecing or quilting and just doing like a block at a time and I'm pressing it out, or even if I'm chain piecing and I need to press the seams. So this is a really handy little tool to have. So if you don't have one of these, you might want to get one. So, and they fit the little mini irons perfectly. So what I have done is I've already gone ahead and I've cut the new fabric that we're going to be using. I pressed it first and then I put it right sides facing each other. So I cut that at 15.5 by 15.5 inches. So it is a little bit bigger than what the actual cutting board itself is, but I'm going to show you how we do this. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a slice in the middle. So I've put my one square aside, this side. This one's, I've already put this aside. We're going to make this like an envelope backing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this in half, or just cut it anywhere really. It doesn't have to be spot on. You can just cut it wherever you want to, but just make sure you cut it straight. So I'm going to cut right there. And then I'm going to bring this to my iron right here. And I'm going to just fold this in just a little bit. So probably about 1/4 of an inch is what I'm going to pull this one in at. And I'm just going to press that. Okay, so I got one of them done. Now I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And I'm just kind of guessing here. I didn't measure this out exactly to make sure that it was 1/4, so it doesn't matter. All right, so now I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm just going to stitch this edge down right here on both of these openings. I've stitched that down, just that raw edge, and I just used a simple zigzag stitch. So now I'm going to place these right sides facing each other. I've overlapped these just a little bit. As you can see, it's overlapped by probably about a 1/2 inch. You're going to have a little bit of extra down here. Now I'm just putting these here to hold. I'm using some pins to hold our fabric in place. 15-inch ruler is what I had on hand, so that's why I cut this at the 15 by 15. And you could cut it exact if you want to, but there's really no need to. You can just do that, and then you'll have a little piece of scrap for another project. So that is what I have. So now now that I've cleaned that up, I'm going to go sew 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay, I've stitched all the way around, as you can see. And now we're going to pull these pins out. We're going to flip this inside out. This is just like an envelope pillow. Just like that. Give it a good shake out. You've got something that looks very much like this, which is quick, easy, and awesome. And I'm just pressing those seams to make them lay down in the right direction there. I'll do the same here. So you want to find your seams and you just want to press them with your finger. And that helps these to lay better. It helps them to lay a little bit flatter. You don't have to be fancy with it. You can just press them. Okay, and now I am going to poke this out a little bit more. You might want to use a chopstick or a pin or something to poke the corners out a little better. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press this real quick. I'll just give it a good press on the front side here. Thought that was a loose thread, but it wasn't. I'm going to press this little back side here real quick too. Just right here. Nothing fancy, just pressing it down. And now is the moment of truth. And now we'll find out if our little mat fits in here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it inside of here like that. Just slide that in there. And then this is the part that will be a little bit more tricky because you got to put the whole thing on your mat, and it did. It fit it. So there you go. And that is how you make a cover for your pressing board. All right, so pretty easy, right? I thought it was pretty easy to make, and it turns out awesome, just like that. So if you find that you want yours to be a little more snug, then what you would do is you would just sew your seams a little bit in more. I used 1/4 inch, and you could maybe go, I would say, 1/2 inch, and that would make it more snug. The only thing I would caution on is if you're going to make your cover like I made mine, is that you have to remember that you have to still slide it into here. And by sliding it in here, you could possibly tear your fabric. So the other thing you could do is you could use elastic. You could put elastic on the edges, and then you could just pop it on over. I did not do that for this particular project, but I have. And but this one I don't usually worry too much about it, just because I'm pressing such small things on here. I like to use a safety pin to close it if I need to. I just put that on there because I had it on the other one, but this is what I do. As you can see, I will iron a piece of scrap fabric for you for demonstration purposes right here. You can see how easily that is, and it just presses nicely. And I'm using a large iron. So if you're using a much smaller iron, you won't even notice the difference. It's awesome. But it's a nice cover. It's cute, and it's a good pressing surface. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was a quick little project. I was asked about how I made my pressing mat before, so I just wanted to show you that. And so don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, the links are down below in the description box. Don't forget to click that little bell. You'll get notified each and every time that I upload an awesomely cool new video. And we make really cool stuff here on this channel. And keep on crafting. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.